Alright guys, what's going on? We have a Cypher game here on Bind. This is gold elo. Got some silvers and unranked. And let's get into it. Alright. So
From me.
skip ahead here. Team comp looks a little bad, but you definitely want a Brimstone, but there's, not much you can do.
Yeah, I really dislike playing Brimstone or Omen.
Oh, yeah.
I have an Omen, so...
Not that big of a deal. It's just... Especially in, like, solo queue or, like, an uncoordinated setting, team comps are just... Okay, so...
Testament to science.
You go...
A testament
Let's see what
to
you buy
folly.
here. Ghost and one trap, one thing.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Then they wanted me to go A, so I go A for one round, eventually.
They asked you to play,
Can I
eh?
play B?
Yeah,
With,
even though I told
nice.
them I think Cypher's best
Thank
on
you.
B.
That's interesting.
Just know I'm a bit less effective, because Cypher's pretty bad on A.
Yep. Communicated that pretty well. Skip
Okay,
ahead
if you
here.
want, play B, man.
No,
Okay.
it's
I
fine,
don't know about
it's
this.
fine. Just try.
Next round can be, okay.
This goes here.
Confusion here. Do you know, so you usually play B here, right?
Yeah, I don't know too many nerd camps on A.
Yeah.
Actually, I know one now, but I didn't think of it back then. You can put one on the parasol from heaven.
Yeah, they're
Sure.
always changing, always getting updated. That
Yeah.
when it comes to like tiny mechanical skills with agents, that's not what I'm too worried about because you can easily look up a YouTube video and like learn where all the spots are, and that's not really
Yep.
too big of a deal. Trap placement, all that stuff, like it's all
Cage
right.
triggered.
So you hear them all. Smoke off heaven.
Push.
Found you.
Good patience.
Fires out.
Good, good. I like the play. I do like it. It's super ballsy. Super ballsy. And risky because like if you let's see. Let's go back. Okay, so boom. The second you come out to smoke, you're lucky that only one person is looking at you, you know? Most of the time when you do a play like this, a risky play like this, you're going to be either looked at by 2 or 3 people, you know, and it's
Yeah. I thought I could take a shot at main, but like I totally did not expect her to be there, and just caught me completely by surprise.
yeah, you just have to assume that they're swarming onto the site as fast as possible, and like you want to do your best. If you're ever in a situation where you can't retreat and you're being swarmed, the best thing you can possibly do is try to funnel them and do as many 1v1s as you can. You did it well here. So you see one cross, that's good. You position yourself to where you want to attack the first guy, you get the kill, and you leave so you don't get traded, right? You reposition yourself.
Fires out.
So this is all like good. This is all pretty standard stuff. This is a risky play, obviously, and it doesn't work out. You could have killed her, and it would have been better. That was just a little aim there.
Yeah, and I could have just retreated back into screens.
Exactly. You could have taken the safe option, go into screens, retake together as a team because you have Phoenix in heaven, you have Sage coming as well, and you could retake as a team. And usually when I play Cypher, your best thing to do is to stall, and to, if you can't get any kills through your smokes or with your tripwires and you're out of utility, your best thing you can do is fall off and retake the site together as a team. Stall as long as you can to get your rotators, and you see you have Omen from T-Spawn. If you all just like wait and then attack the site as 4, then you'll see more success.
Fires
So,
out.
like here, you could have either A, walk through the smoke, go to screens, like we were saying, turn around, and hold this angle right here. Actually, let me get my line tool. Hold this angle right here for sight.
I thought it was super obvious though. I thought they're gonna pre-fire that spot when they check there because that's the most.
Yeah, I mean, they know exactly where you are, but you just have to, win the aim duel. Just have better crosshair placement and better aim than your opponent. Because even though they do know where you are, they don't know exactly where you're standing. So it's not they're not gonna like just pre-fire you in the head. They're gonna expect you there. Yes, it's gonna be a hard duel to win and a little risky, but you can maybe win this 1v1 right here, and then back off into sight afterwards. Maybe, if you're feeling it, if you think you have decent aim or you think you're able to do it. But if you hear like a stampede coming this way, the safest thing is always to just retreat, right? You can't you have no more traps, you have no more smoke screens. Retake as a team,
Yeah.
Play safer. Cuz you don't want to get just traded out. So yeah. That's all right. I don't care about the teammates.
Crying.
Oh,
Toxic.
that's not my way to
You guys
play the game.
won. It's good. So what'd you buy here?
That's not my
There's a new thing that I've been
Just
trying out.
simple as that.
Screaming,
Like I
crying.
just get the ghost.
That's not my
Like
way.
somebody else is usually going to die first. It's a pretty nice economical thing because then you don't have to like drop the Spectre to buy another
Cypher can
thing
be
Yes.
to get Vandal after.
So, from my experience, the reason why having like an automatic is so good on these eco rounds against the other enemy team is because you're often faced against multiple bad guys pushing into the bomb site, right? So it's much easier to spray down a group of people with any gun. You can have an Ares, you can have a Spectre, not a Stinger, but like, something with a lot of bullets that shoots fast. You can mow down a team without armor and hold the sights really well. With the, you save your economy a little buying the ghost, and I did think about this strategy a while ago, but people with pistols can still overrun you if you have head armor ghost, right? They can still kill you pretty easily because you can't kill them all fast enough. And it's not worth losing rounds for that economy save. And the Spectre, when you get to the third round, you don't have to upgrade to the Vandal or the Phantom to reap benefits. You can hold on to that Spectre and you can win with the Spectre if you play to the advantages of it. It's you're going to be out-dueled from like longer distances, but up close, like if you shoot them once in the head, they get aim punched, it's over for them, The Spectre is a very strong weapon. I wouldn't underestimate it. Especially when you're someone like Cypher and you have to solo hold a site, you're gonna need the extra help of the Spectre.
That goes there.
So here you're a little late transitioning.
I think mid.
Yeah, because he did.
Yeah. You guys switched up, that's fine.
Yep.
This is all good.
Enemy spotted. Stand down.
Killed on me.
So this is all pretty standard. This looks pretty good. You're active as a player. You're not just looking at your camera the whole time. You're helping out mid where you can, and you're able to quick rotate while still like having some B control. This all looks pretty good. Raise through a nade mid, so yeah, I would go look over the raise. Crosshair placement seems pretty good. Get some info here.
Here.
So I'd make this calm. You see 1B main. Do you see a problem with this rotate?
Yeah, there's already somebody there on those sides, but I had to either shoot or wait out the bomb body in the vents. That's why I decided to rotate.
Okay, so when you right now you're giving up ropes, vents, and even some mid control. So when you do an early rotate like this or something like that, this is kind of like gambling, right? So if we look, you know there's someone mid already.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing stopping them from doing this and flanking your teammate at A, and then they just have all like half the map for free, you know? Even though from this situation in ropes, it is a little difficult, especially with the ghost, to hold that, but you still had a smoke left, and Phoenix was gonna come here soon, so you don't want to be so quick to give up sections of the map, you know? Unless you're like 100% sure that everyone needs to go to the bomb site because they're hard committing. But from we don't have enough information to make such a hard commit like this.
30 seconds left.
Especially when they smoke off like mid, and then like you guys are smoked off heaven. Like Raze is there by himself. All right, so they do end up going. Oh, looks like they walk through heaven or something.
Yeah, because the Phoenix backed off.
Yeah. Okay, so you could have, going back to it, you could have helped mid here. You could have, if you had a stronger hold on mid, then they wouldn't have been able to walk through heaven and B. I mean, Phoenix could have obviously probably done something different too, but you never want to see what your teammates can do differently. If you have the power to do something, then you're gonna have to do it to carry in solo queue and change how you play.
Yeah, I'm the only guy who can change or influence.
Exactly. You can't force anyone to change. You can't get mad at anyone. I mean, you can get mad, but you don't want to tilt your teammates. They'll play worse. There's no reason to flame people for doing stuff like this. So now you're here. Sage gets killed from heaven, and this is like a really horrible spot to be in.
Yeah, I could have taken a peek differently. I could have had my back to the right side of the wall and just look at heaven first.
There was probably some like lack of communication here between the Phoenix. I don't know, because I can hear comms, right? He didn't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't say they're through heaven or they're on heaven, so it's a little difficult for you because you're not even looking up there yet, right? Until like it's way too late, and then by this time you're peeking 2 people wide, and since you do have a ghost, like they have pistols too, right? And you have armor and a pistol, so it's tough without a real gun to win those 2v1 situations if you're caught in a bad spot.
One enemy remaining. Spike planted.
So yeah, but I think the root of the problem is giving up mid too early, not using that smoke grenade and having some control over it. And then even if they do smoke you off, like let's say you did stay in ropes, right? And you just like threw your smoke screen here, and then you hear them crossing, or they smoke you off or ice you off. So you're like, I'm smoked out. You're making this call. They're like, watch heaven, watch heaven. They're going to come through. And then after it dissipates, you lurk behind. So now you're in heaven retaking with your teammate from a better angle. Because retaking B site from heaven is so much easier than coming through CT, this tight little hallway.
Yeah, you're right.
So let's see. Please, stop. Alright.
Nice.
So he wins. Good.
Oh, this is a yes. This should do.
Thank you.
This goes here.
You like to save your second tripwire for...
I don't think you necessarily need to on B. Like most of the time people don't hard rush B main.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So you see one, you make the call. That's good. That's a good ice orb. You're just looking for
Camera
picks.
taken out.
Here, so now you see your Sage going to B, and now you can focus on mid. So this is fine.
Caught one.
This wall from the Phoenix is a bit troll.
Tripwire destroyed.
Yep, this is good reactionary play.
2 mid.
Got the default.
Spike planted.
Yep, this is good. Okay, so would you have done anything differently reviewing this position right now? Take a look at your teammates and think about the time in mind. What do you think would have been a better option?
That's a hard one, because I'm waiting for Phoenix. I could maybe draw attention to me faster, so Phoenix has an easier time knowing where they are and cleaning up from heaven. I don't know if I called the smoke for Omen, because I can't hear the sound now.
Yeah. So okay, let's look what you decide to do. So you start attacking the site. Where are your
So-
teammates? Right, one CT and one in ropes.
Yeah, he's still not in heaven.
Still not even in heaven. So if both of your teammates were dead right now, it would be no different to you right now. You see what you're like attacking the bomb site by yourself. But if you just waited a tiny bit more, you could be attacking it with 3 people. So let's see.
I don't hear the beeping, so I don't know how far the bomb is.
One enemy remaining.
This was good. So this exact play you did is really good, right? If you waited maybe 2 or 3 seconds more, because look now where your Omen is. If he was there as you were walking up, ready to get any trade frags, and regardless in how this situation went down, and you did get the 2 kills, that's fine, but imagine if you died from B main or you died from this guy back of site, but he was lit. Omen would be there to trade the frag, or Phoenix would be there to like molly back there, you know, to work off of you, work off of each other.
One enemy remaining.
You just like won the round for them with this flank. But it's all about playing with your teammates, playing together, attacking bomb sites together, and defending bomb sites together, even if it means to give it up. Because you don't necessarily have to die for the bomb site. If you can live,
Continue on.
you're not going to hold it against 3 people rushing you.
Yeah, I was mostly just worried about the time. Like,
Why I was
the bomb was... Like, we only had 12 seconds after, so... we would have had enough time, but...
Yeah, it does get a little quick, and you start like panicking and playing like faster, but
Yes.
that comes with time, and the longer you play, the better your time management skills will be.
Buried.
All right, so here it's a fine peak. It's a little risky because you are Cypher, and Cypher is much like Sage. You know, they're no good dead, and you're much better alive because with you dead, you can't trigger your smoke screens and you can't look at your camera. So when you are getting information like this, I tell everyone the best things you can do on defense is to A, gather information, B, stay alive. That is the whole point of defense. You don't need picks, right? You're just holding a position. You don't need picks. The offensive players need picks. So here I would like jiggle this. I would just peek it for a millisecond, see if I see anything. Nothing? Okay, I hide again. But you do post up on this angle.
I could have had it an hour, but he was already there so fast.
Yeah. So, here's another example of crosshair placement being so important. Look where you're aiming, right? You're shooting at his waist.
Yep.
So you can't autopilot when you play this game. You always have to be constantly thinking about where their head is and where it could be.
Buried.
Because he shot you, right? He shot you, and that could have been a headshot.
Yeah, true.
Because you guys traded bullets, but you shot him in the chest, he shot you in the chest. If your first shot was on his head, he wouldn't even got the shot off, you know? And that's how important crosshair placement is.
Yep.
So it's a nice pick. Did they call A? I didn't hear.
I don't know if I called it, but I think I heard a lot of stuff there.
So you got your... Okay, so... what do you think a better rotation would have been? So, okay, your Rams player died here, okay?
Yeah, true mid, but I'm just leaning on the safer side lately because I often die when I rotate.
Correct. So, you had your ropes player take the position of ramp. And that's fine. This is the proper rotate. Your job from Heaven side B isn't to take ramp. You see what I'm saying? It's not to help A. They already have 2 people. You want to spread your resources out if you don't have all the information. Because like they didn't call A rush. You don't know how many are there, right? It was just like he just got picked there. You could assume and like gamble stack, but you see what I'm saying? It's safer if you did this rotation, right? So ropes player goes A ramp, you go ropes. Or you stay heaven and you lock down mid. Because now when you send all of your resources onto one side and they aren't actually there, all this time of you rotating there, they have taken all mid control. And they could go heaven and they can go through ropes and you're vulnerable because of early rotate. Let's see how it plays out. So you hear lots of gunfight, you hear lots of utility.
Enemy spotted. Here.
It's risky taking this fight.
Please.
So a lot of times I see lower elo players taking a lot of fights that they don't need to be taking. So the only benefit, like you could get a kill there, right? You could. But if they have ramp control, they can't plant there, right? They have to push into heaven or push onto the bomb site. And you don't actually know how many people are ramp. So like you have like no info. So like when you swing this right here, you could have been double peeked by 2 people. You could have been looking at like a firing line straight at you, you know? It's risky. And then you put yourself in a vulnerable position to get picked off.
Yeah,
Here.
true.
And so if also look at the utility. What else could we have done here?
I could have smoked it off, but
Yep, you hold
Like
the
I don't want to use my utility too fast. Just in case sometimes, especially.
Yeah,
Like I don't think they're gonna walk straight in when there are two people here.
yeah, I mean that could be true, but you could you don't want him to walk to they easily could. Like if they just have to throw some like utility and they could probably take this heaven site pretty easily, and they kind of like messed you up like health wise because of these peaks. And the more time you stall, the better position your teammates will be to help you. So like now you know there's it's probably going to be an A take. Look where your omen is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the longer you stall, the better the rotations will be and the more help you'll receive. Here, you have to fall off and ask for a heal.
I wanted it earlier, but yeah, she pretty much plays A, so
Healing, please.
it's hard to get a heal here.
Look sharp.
For you.
Good heal.
Oh, another.
Cage. No hard feelings.
So this was a unfortunate situation where both of you gave up heaven control. Now, look how the resources are divided, right? All three of you guys are watching the same thing, basically.
I shouldn't have come here for a heal. Like I should have just said like fuck it, I don't need to heal. Like if I die, I die.
Yeah, it's pretty risky to like run out here, try to get a heal. Maybe like a safer play would be to like go through here, right? Stand behind sight, behind this LED, and get healed from Sage from there, right? But here you're exposed to so much, and just making some dangerous rotations that. So now like they can have heaven control. They could be in there. Because Phoenix stopped watching it and so did you. I don't know why Phoenix did, but there's nothing you can control about him. So he just died from your left.
Sharp.
For you.
Yeah.
Oh, another.
So you have to assess immediate danger versus potential danger. So you knew that they could probably be in heaven. So it is a right play to smoke that, but it was bad timing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because the immediate danger is where they just kill your Phoenix. They like the guy that just killed your Phoenix, and you hear him.
Look sharp.
Yeah, the better play is take the duel with the jet left with the crossfire and then smoke out.
Yep. Trade the frag on the. You have a good crossfire here going on, kinda with Sage. But the second, I would be playing with your Sage right now to get this trade frag, or maybe even smoke that area for him, because that's immediate danger. You always want to be assessing the immediate danger over what potentially could be dangerous.
Oh, another.
Cage.
So yeah, this is unfortunate.
No hard
You lose too
feelings.
much health here. You do get the trade frag instead. I mean, it's good, but you didn't have to lose that much health for it. Now.
I got confused by my omen ult.
Gotcha, yeah. I do that all the time too. So
Yeah.
here it's round 4, and you already have your ult.
Oh, another.
Cage. No hard feelings.
Pushing side.
Now, is there a reason you didn't want to ult that?
Because I'd be exposing myself to main and there could potentially be more people there.
Cage. No
Especially
hard
at
feelings.
26 health.
Yep.
Pushing side.
That's why I'm like, well, let's try to take an angle here where I can take a 1v1 if needed.
Yep. That's a good line of
player
thought.
standing.
20 HP.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, that's a good shot.
30 seconds
It's a
left.
good flick.
Nice guy.
So
One enemy remaining. 30.
you know where he is, and he knows
Yeah,
where you are.
I could have pre-fired after he flashed. I just didn't. I took the way out immediately.
That's an option. Usually pre-firing is pretty shaky, and most of the time just goes badly. But
30 seconds left.
what I'm thinking here is I need to change my position. I need to do whatever I can to change my position or take an advantage angle for me. This, he knows exactly where you are. They know you're lit. So yeah, he's looking just straight at you.
Yeah.
It's pretty tough spots most of the time, but if they know where you are, you want to try your best to always change your position so they're not pre-firing you, they're not staring you right in the eye.
I agree. I just didn't know what options I had there.
Exactly.
I don't think I could have made the push to corner, and I don't think going to the left he would have seen me while he was like strafing out there.
Yeah. If I would have tried to make it back here because you have so much options if you do make it here, and like I would slowly, like I would walk this while looking, obviously aiming for the angle because he thinks you're here, so you might have been able to win the duel by aiming at an off angle if you're like standing out in the open.
Yeah,
it's weird. It's weird to think about like that, but he'll be pre-aiming where he thinks you are. And with low HP, you have to gamble, right? You have to do some gamble risky plays to win the duels. But I mean that was a pretty good round for you. I mean, you got 2 kills. I wouldn't be too worried about it. Here, this is a save. The first thing you do is always look at everyone's money.
Yeah, I thought it could make it work, but
it is risky, but it depends. Like, if you think you can carry the round and pick up the slack of the 2 people with like pistols, because like Sage has to buy you full utility, so she like best is like Ghost and heavy armor or something, or like a Stinger maybe. So like if you think you can carry the extra weight, then yeah, maybe you can force on rounds like these, but it can get pretty ugly. So let's see. Cypher setups. Yeah.
That goes there.
as long as they don't keep breaking it, like I just keep doing the same setup.
Yeah, I mean they have been breaking it. They have found your spots. I would recommend constantly changing up your positions of your traps and your cameras. Even if they're good traps, like this trash can trap is very good, right? It's great. But if they expect it and they know it, you do it 100% of the time, it's a bad trap.
Yeah, that's true.
So, like, when I play Cypher on this map, sometimes I will push this right here, drop my camera right here in that corner.
Yeah, know about that one as well.
Yeah, like...
It's just, I'm playing mid as well here, so...
That's true.
That's why I have the camera over there, because if I want to place the camera there, I have to start out where Omen is, basically.
Yeah, that's smart. But usually, this is kind of like a weird setup. Usually you just want to be playing B by yourself, and you'll have 2 mid, 2 A. So I don't really know why like Omen's doing this, but you want to mix up your traps, you want to mix up your smoke screens. Well, not really the smoke screens because they can't break them, but your trap positioning, like make some vertical, make some to the left and right. Just change it up each time if you find themselves not being as useful as you want them to be. Constantly make them think, make them constantly guessing. You don't want to be an open book, especially a Cypher.
Yeah, true.
Achievement.
Now. Enemy down.
Good.
Where
Here.
is
That's a good
everyone
ult.
hiding?
Let me clear this.
One enemy remaining.
Okay. Risky angles. I would probably look to get a heal from Sage right now. It's 5v1, so it's not that big of a deal. You guys got this round in the bag. But there's the... Doing this is risky, right? Doing this is so risky. You don't want to get yourself picked off. Because a kill for them in this situation is 10 times more valuable than a kill for you. You don't want to lose mid control, so you don't want to take these fights. Because playing defense is all about staying alive and gathering information and holding down the bomb sites and like holding down the areas.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, and I sprayed way too much there.
Yeah, I mean, it was alright. And not bad. You got the
I'm
kill.
trying to get it out my muscle memory, but...
Spraying
it's
isn't
difficult
necessarily
to get
bad,
it out.
it's just very difficult. Bursting is probably a better option in most situations. But let's see this.
Everyone hiding.
If you can spray well, then, you know.
Careful now. Enemy down. Where is everyone hiding?
Good.
One enemy.
Yeah, that was a good spray. That was a good spray. Your crosshair placement was obviously a bit low, and the spray kind of carried it to make it a headshot, if that makes sense. Like you started at the chest and the bullets kind of went up to the head. So here,
One enemy remaining.
yeah, it is tricky crosshair placement when you're on different elevations.
Yeah, we're still working on that.
Oh yeah, it's something that everyone will always be working on, always. It's such an important part.
Cage triggered.
But it doesn't look bad. It looks pretty clean for the most part. Skip forward. Yeah, doing the same setups.
Yeah, I think they just went after here now.
Yep. See, this is what you should be doing, not standing still there. You know. So that was good. That's exactly what you want to be doing, gathering information.
Wow, my eyes are down.
Prepare for hellfire!
I do want to say something. Here. Okay, so look through your camera. Boom, you see someone. And you trigger that.
I could have gone out here right away.
You could have gotten
I
out
don't know.
way earlier and start spraying your smoke, you know? Apply
Literally
pressure.
don't know why I didn't.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Because, like, it is helpful to see them all, right? But what's the point of your traps and your smoke screens if you are not capitalizing on them? You have no one on the bomb site to spray down your, your enemies when you have them in this perfect trap. Like, they're playing in the palm of your hands. All you have to do is spray them down.
Yeah.
Wow, my eyes are down.
You do eventually get to it, but
Prepare for hellfire!
fine. Sage should wait. You and Phoenix attack Heaven together while Sage pushes in.
Cage triggered.
Okay.
Yeah, it does nothing. There's already a sage wall there. I know.
Well, I'm not too worried about the smoke.
Cage
That's
triggered.
alright. But, so when you are clearing B, however, in this case, it's highly improbable that he is there. The first thing you always want to do is hug this wall right here and look in this corner.
Yeah, you're right.
Every single time. They will always play there. Because there's not that many places for them to be on B other than backside, default, like billboard, B main. under
I
heaven.
play that spot so freaking often.
Yeah,
It's
it's a good
insane,
spot. I mean, it's a good spot.
Yeah.
So, but if you hug this wall and you peek this, you're only exposed to like maybe B main. I'm not too sure, but you quickly check that. All right, that looks fine. Then you would go on doing exactly what you're doing now. Let's see. Stop.
Triggered.
Okay. See, you are peeking backside and default right now. But you weren't ready for it. Your movement was too fast for your crosshair. You weren't ready to take the fight. Look where your crosshair is right now, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And look where hers probably is.
On my head.
Spike planted.
So now you have to rely on flicking to them and to try and kill them. And it's flicking aiming is, inconsistent. It's not. And so that just comes with crosshair placement, playing a little slower, clearing your angles, and attacking sites methodically.
Last
They
player.
just planted the bomb. You have all the time in the world to clear your angles, right? So this, she should just run and save. Like, it's just nothing you can do there, whatever.
That goes there. This goes here.
But you see how you kind of get into this autopilot mode of all of your setups and traps? You should be
This is
actively
a nice
thinking
spot.
each time about your setup. So like last round, you got someone in your trap, and you got someone in your smoke screen, and you saw them with your camera. Now they know. They know where all of your gadgets are. So you have to keep them on their toes. You have to keep them guessing. Try a different camera spot.
Yeah.
Try different trapwire spots.
Just there aren't that many, obviously on B itself, but then you already
1 mid.
have given up control after they went to B main.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, they don't all have to be stellar trap spots. They just have to be different trap spots.
Mm-hmm.
They don't all have to be some weird angle side glitch.
Cage
Enemy
triggered.
spotted.
Little premature cage. Not bad. It's a good defensive angle.
Why destroyed?
Okay, so you hear the footsteps along with the boom bots. And what do people do whenever they drop their boom bot, right? They push behind it. 9 times out of 10, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think is a better option?
Just going to the back left here. Like just retreating into heaven.
Playing like right here,
Keeping
backing
that
off
narrow
like
angle.
right here, and
Yeah,
watching
keeping that narrow angle so
Yep.
you can see if they
exactly.
overpeak it.
Because what's the goal of the defense side?
Yeah, get information and just
Staying alive.
just back off one angle at a time each
Exactly.
time they get it.
Gather information, stay alive, pick smart battles. You don't want to be, because when you put yourself in this position here, they could 5 people peek you right here, right? They could
Yep.
3 people swing on you, and now you're caught with your pants down. So
Already crouching. Jesus.
yeah, I mean that's a habit everyone's trying to break right now from Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just playing a little too aggressive and
Maybe
not
so.
respecting their
Just make
their
sure you have
rushes.
like 4K money after buying.
Okay.
You're calling a half buy here, really smart.
Yeah.
Saving
No,
not
not
all-
everyone knows what a half buy is yet. But
Yeah, but if you're playing with like lower level people, and if they don't know something, it's your job to tell them. It's your job to like, hey, like when I was climbing, I got placed silver 2 after my placements, right? And I solo queued all the way to immortal, and people didn't understand many concepts. And
like I started iron like
yeah, and instead of expecting them to understand, or like say, okay, do a half buy. Oh, whatever, it doesn't matter. You say, buy down to 1,700 because you know that's like the minimum. So they don't even have to know what half buying is. You just say, hey, buy down to 16. We can buy down to 17 here, pistol armor, or do something like that. And then those, it's you have to take command because it's up to you to make the best out of your teammates.
Yes, this should do.
Oh, nice. This is what I like to see. This is good.
I have pistols, I'm eco, I'm like, might as well chill here.
Yeah, Sage.
This is good.
Camera taken out.
Remember this round. Sound of mid.
Yeah, they...
Oh. Check Evan.
Oh, that omen is fucked. Yep. See? Look! They didn't check. They didn't check.
Yeah, but
And look at
this
you.
is more painful. What's happening now is more painful.
Last player
I
standing.
tinker, and I thought like, oh, she's dead. Oh wait, she isn't. I need 2 headshots.
Yeah, but see, look, you even killed her. You just had a ghost, and
Yeah.
she full armor and a phantom. Why did you kill her? Because she didn't check that corner. She played too quick.
Yep.
That could have been you.
True.
Now I know how annoying.
Hug the wall, check that corner, attack the slight slowly, check corners slowly. I like this. You like the Guardian? You like playing with the Guardian?
Sometimes, but it's also just to get that extra 200, just so I can get more traps here.
I see.
Actually, this time I got double cage actually.
This goes here.
I gotta have double cage instead of no cage.
Yeah. I like it. I think it's a little preference. I do like the Spectre a lot. I just have so much respect for it. I think it's such a good gun.
Yeah, it is. But I usually take longer angles usually.
Yeah.
So I've been trying out the Ares more, but still a bit sometimes.
Here you're running fast as you can. There you go, nice. Smoke that off, right? Give him everything. Give him it. It's fine. Retake with your team. Stay alive, get information. This is good. I like seeing this.
Oh, this is gonna be the round where I die stupidly as well.
Okay, let's take a look.
Your duty is not over.
Now your mind's in autopilot mode. Look where your crosshair is.
Yeah.
You know? You can't slack. You have to be actively thinking all the time. Because if they peek this right now, you have to flick to their head. And it's going to be inconsistent aiming. You adjusted slightly, but you're still, you're off.
My camera is destroyed.
Hear him? You have the bomb. You have the bomb in ropes. You hear them heaven. And they have to get the bomb. Right? Your race has ult. So this round is easily winnable. Now, what do you think is the best play here? What do you think you should be doing?
Walking back to A heaven and getting through ropes there, because that's the safest way to get to the bomb.
I like it. I like that play a lot. Because it makes you play with your team so you can get trade frags and not make it like a 1v1. Like right now you're 1v3 and Raze is also 1v3 instead of it being a 2v3. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You want to play...
No more charges left.
Spike on mid.
Last player standing.
That's just a little unlucky. But
like I didn't expect to peek him, but it's based on style. I was hoping he wouldn't peek it.
yeah, see, you gotta hold the angle. Either you rotate off really quickly and go with your raise into ropes and play with her there, or you hold the B heaven angle and try to take the aim duels and win them.
30 seconds left.
Unfortunate, yeah.
I just think CT to heaven is just a weird angle to hold.
Oh, it is for sure. But
Yeah.
how do you make it not a weird angle, right? You can manipulate it. You can take whatever angle you want. So from CT to
take
heaven,
an off angle, make them overpeak.
exactly. Or, it is such a difficult angle. So instead of, let me get out my trusty little line. Instead of holding this angle right here, oh, I didn't get the line. Instead of holding this angle right here, where you're forced to aim upstairs or on the middle of stairs, you take this angle right here, where it's flat ground, just by repositioning yourself just a little bit. So your crosshair placement will be how to your advantage, right? Because crosshair placement on elevations is very tricky, hard to get used to.
I'm saving.
Just half buy.
What?
Half buy. So that make sure you have 3900 after buying. It says minimum next round.
Okay.
So best thing to buy is armor, because if you steal weapon, you can.
This is good,
still
yeah.
buy next round.
This is good positive attitude that you should have in your games. And
I don't remember what I'm saying there. Too bad I don't
you're
have
explaining to
sound.
them like half buying and making sure they have.
Here.
Oh, this.
Oh, did you right click? Oh, you did.
Yeah. I thought it was barely enough there, and it
Oh.
just didn't do anything. Like, because if he was like half a step further back there, it would have been a straight headshot.
Yeah. Yeah. That's just a little unlucky. I think this play was a perfect half buy play. Your Omen even traded the kill, and you have pretty good control here. I even think like the pre-aiming with the crosshair placement, this was good. When you swung pre-aiming, that was good. I think you're definitely playing above what your rank is. So it's good signs, good stuff.
I don't know. I'm fragging a lot in my recent games.
These games
I mean,
give you the...
it's not about like, it's not about frags, because frags come with better positioning and being less aggressive and all of these things. But you definitely have like the workings of someone who's higher rated, because you understand many things, and I see you doing very well.
Performance, so it's both.
Yeah, two.
Regardless
Like
on
how
the
many
outcome,
games
you know.
Do you get the rank?
Five.
Alright.
5, okay. Just wins or just games?
Just game.
Okay.
So now it's like a broken record, right? Watching the beginning of these rounds each time, you know.
Yeah, I know.
So when you look at it from this perspective, you're like, wow, maybe I am predictable.
I mean, I do it totally different on Bind. It's just in this, like especially when I'm sitting more in heaven.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to know if they are on B or not.
That's true. That's true. I mean, I'm not saying like it's win or lose the reason, like the differences in doing it, but it gives you a slight edge over your opponent to be less predictable.
Yeah.
Because at higher rated games, they'll just run in, they'll pre-fire your trap spots, and they'll shoot the camera. And now what you have? What do you have? You have nothing, right?
Yeah.
It's rough, and especially when you play against Sovas, who just shock arrow the entrance right here.
Yeah.
No one does that at lower elos, but
I know. I've discovered it as well. It's so broken.
they clear your traps, and you're like, oh shit. Well,
One arrow and they can just walk on.
exactly. And
Like, so with my other character, other main.
so some traps that I like to do are
Against
from the
box.
billboard to here.
Yeah, it goes on against the box, right?
Yep. Or even
Yeah,
on site to here, with a smoke screen here. smoke screen here. So like, if they break the trap and I use one smoke screen, I spray my whole clip, whatever. I make them back off. If they still push, I back up further to like here. Then I trigger this smoke screen, and then they have this trap. Like I funnel them, you know?
Yeah, that's good.
See, even this crosshair placement's a bit low. The head is just a bit higher.
Yeah,
So
I
it's just
think I haven't done this enough. This angle.
yeah.
Like eventually,
it
if
comes
all
with
the
time.
angles enough, I'll learn them.
Wow, my eyes are down. Cage
Nice. All right. Okay, taking heaven with raise. This is good. This is a little risky running through. So if you were to redo this, what are you looking at here?
Respect the smoke, maybe. Well,
Respect the smoke, yes. Because when you walk out of the smoke, where are you dead from?
left side.
Left side, of course. Of course. Every time. Every time.
Yep.
And here we have the same issue as your crosshair placement
Planted.
isn't ready for what your movement is doing.
Because so many times there's also someone rafters on the right side there, so I'm undecisive on what I'm gonna clear first.
So pick one at a time, right? So
Yeah.
rafters, to peek rafters, or for someone to kill you rafters, they have to swing out like right in front of you, right where you're standing here. And most of the time they won't do that. They'll just sit in that corner rafters and wait for you to peek out. And the only person that can get on there is Jet, and you have an audio cue for that. So you
Yeah.
can eliminate that angle. And like here, what I would do, I was wait for the smoke and attack smart, right? I'd check my corners, my close corners, my immediate dangers. And then I would start jiggle peeking backside default. I would take it slow. Because the bomb's not even planted yet. You have like 30 seconds or however long the bomb is, 45, I'm not sure. But you have so much time to play. You could have waited out the smoke. You could have take the angles one jiggle peek at a time and make sure. Like you could have seen this Jet if you like took it a little slowly and then line up your crosshair just a little better. But you rushed the sight too fast.
Last player standing.
Yeah.
I was holding myself back so much to not tell her that there's somebody below her.
Yeah, in that situation you just have to like
I
let
must
them
weave my
play
way
and
better.
hope they see it.
Yes,
Or like
this
sometimes
far
I'll say
is
you
the
saw her,
master.
you saw her, you know?
Yeah.
They're pushing mid hard.
I forgot to set my cam. Didn't have time anymore or something. I think I took way too long with Bind
No
or
more
something.
charges left.
Okay, so
Tripwire destroyed.
greedy, right?
Yeah.
Charges left.
So look what your
I
elements.
went forward to get a better angle because I mean, closer means
Yes,
more success with the Bucky. But
correct. But
Tripwire destroyed.
this is you're putting yourself in like a one and done spot, right? Like you can maybe kill one person, but their teammate will trade you, right?
yeah.
So
It's just so hard to retake with Bucky because if they take it, it's like I'm dead anyway because of longer distances.
yeah, that's true. That's true. But the Bucky's right click is pretty strong. Like you could stay back up behind the safety of this corner right here, and you can like go in and out right here, and Bucky right click everyone that comes here. And then if they start pushing you, you retreat. You hold this corner. You do the same thing. And they keep pushing you, this corner, right? You're playing safe without, and you know, funneling them make it the best advantageous for you, like 1v1s always.
But I don't think they're gonna push me. I think they're gonna plant the bomb and then let me come.
Yeah, but that's fine. Because remember what I said about defense? Information staying alive. Why? Because look at your other teammates.
Yeah.
They're so far away from you. You want to wait to retake the site as 5. There's nothing you can do if there's 5 people barreling in towards B. You're not gonna, die honorably defending what is yours.
Yeah.
You retake as a team. Because if you go in, die here. Omen goes in, dies here. Raze and Phoenix die here, and Raze finally dies here. Right? Like, it's so easy to deal with that. But if everyone's pushing from all different angles at the same time, using their abilities and everything, like, it becomes so much more doable. And it's a hard concept to grasp, to give up the site for a better position or a better retake, but you'll find yourself working out a lot more.
I think I just get greedy because it's eco.
Yeah. I completely agree. Sometimes when it is eco, you have to do like kind of crazy gamble plays. But you can gamble smart, right? You don't want to play slots, you want to play poker.
We go mid?
There's still gambling involved, but
This goes here.
Keep it together.
alright, I'll zoom forward. Getting some good information, Phoenix's ropes. Smoked ropes. Omen's going in right now. You guys should be following him to get any trade frags.
Yeah.
This is good.
All these smokes.
Here.
Yeah, it's a bit rough. This looks like a decent mid take.
Cage triggered.
This is a bit questionable because even though he smoked it off, this is a good spot. This is a good play. Nice.
Headshot.
One enemy remaining.
Good pistol round.
For some reason, I thought there were 2 people left here.
Going
Yeah.
planting on A.
He's planning on A? What? See, that's good. That's a good trade frag right there.
What the wrong, Cypher? Good job.
Yeah, but I never had to leave the angle.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
I
true.
thought there were 2 people, that's why I looked mid.
Yeah, you could have just held the angle, but Phoenix should have just came to heaven, and you guys should have just planted B. And... Looks like you guys are taking mid here. Cypher's best tools on offense is his smoke screens, and
Yeah.
you can do a lot of good stuff with his smoke screen, especially on split.
Yeah, I like to have them for heaven and
Yes, yeah,
screens.
really good. Watching the flank, making sure this is good.
Cage
Good.
triggered.
Enemy spotted. For you.
Should be standard.
Cage triggered.
We're out.
Caught one.
That's B main. You made the call, right? Yep. Okay, one heaven.
Enemy spotted.
So you know
One
the last
enemy
2 are
remaining.
heaven and B main.
I think I didn't catch that.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha. So yeah, this is all pretty standard. Nothing to
Okay.
talk about there. A take. You get some good Cypher smokes here. It'll make me happy. There's a really good setup
This is a nice spot.
for taking
Yeah,
A.
guys, maybe go ahead, guys.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Come here.
Okay, so when you're attacking A from this side, what is your immediate threat?
Yeah, the thing leading up to the bomb site.
Right here, right?
I think I thought it was safe because Ray's already walked a bit further than me.
This is your immediate threat. Yeah, I mean, Raze is ahead of you and is watching, but you have to... You can't rely on your teammate to get the kill. You have to be ready to get the trade frag or have two people shooting at one guy, right? Because instead of watching this angle with Raze, you're staring at a wall. You see what I'm saying? So think of immediate threat. Don't rely on your teammates to do it because you're going to be surprised when this guy gets a double kill because he mows you guys down. And you're like, ah, you didn't kill him. Ah, you suck. So be ready to help. And there was someone there.
Yeah,
but if you stayed behind the Raze, there would be two people shooting at one guy. Instead of now you guys are taking like 2 1v1s. Not really playing together.
Healing.
So this is a pretty slow take. I'd expect everyone to be rotating as fast as possible towards A right now.
My eyes are better than yours.
Yeah, the team, most teams just don't like pushing.
Yeah, no one ever wants to go in first.
Cage triggered.
Good smokes, good smokes. Really risky. This is really risky.
He could potentially just spray the smoke.
I wouldn't necessarily spray the smoke. I would either... Because if we look here... Who is the person that Raze was shooting at the beginning? Do you know?
Brimstone.
Yeah, Brimstone. He's still alive, right?
Yep.
Cage triggered.
See, while I haven't... What is your immediate danger when you come out of the smoke?
Left side here.
Perfect. Clear the left side. If you are going to make an aggressive play like push through the smoke here, which I don't recommend because you just put yourself at a bad position and people worse than you will win aim duels because they see you first. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And if you just waited just a little bit longer, like your Raze could clear some things up in heaven and the two people behind you could get a little closer. Or maybe one of them could flash you in or, something like that. But your immediate danger was close left. And you just gambled that he wasn't there, and that's good. So here, even here, you are being exposed to so many angles.
Cage triggered.
Look how wide of a swing this is, right?
Mm-hmm.
He could be here. Oh.
Cage triggered. Cage triggered.
He can be corner, he can be default.
Oh
he
yeah, he could be right here, 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 here.
Yep.
So you want to attack corners one at a time. So you peek this one first, this one second, third, fourth. Right? Meticulous with how you do it. You check your corners. But I mean, obviously the first one being the immediate threat.
Left side and up the upper left
yes,
side.
You're up there in rafters. Yep, exactly. But since Brimstone is an A player and he didn't die, he couldn't be up there probably. So it's safest to just check that corner. I mean, you're checking rafters at the same time, but you're pre-aiming the bottom corner.
Yeah.
Because Brimstone can't jump up there. So, but immediate danger, attack corners one at a time by using this corner right here, as your shield.
Yeah.
Because this is, it's rushed. It's too rushed.
Cage triggered.
Because look where your teammates are. Phoenix and Sage can't get a trade.
No, they love the shit out of that space where they are now.
Yep, they didn't push with you. Now, bad on them, yes, but also bad on you for not knowing no one is able to trade frag you, and not calming to your team like push with me. I'm going, go. You know, saying stuff like that encourages them to follow you in, and they will inherently get the trade frag.
Generally, when I try that, all I get is shut up.
Yeah. I mean, you can't be annoying about it. You have to be like encouraging, and since they are not the first one in, they're more likely to follow you, right? Like follow me in, like come with me. I'm pushing.
Technically, I shouldn't be the first one in. Technically, Phoenix or Ray should
Oh,
go
absolutely, 100% agree. But it's a lot harder to convince someone to run in and do what they're supposed to do than doing the right thing yourself. So this was just a little unlucky. Why do you think you died to him, right?
Well, why swing? Obvious. I didn't even think of the possibility of him being here.
Right. You attack too quickly. You push too fast. Right.
On site.
So you did look places, but they're like half-assed looks. Like if there are people there, you wouldn't even be able to kill them because you're not even committing yourself to checking them properly. Like you're looking there, but you're not ready to kill there. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. On site.
Yeah, it's just slowing it. This is one of the key points that I see from your gameplay is if you slowed things down just a little, you would flourish immensely. You play very quick.
What do you do when the whole game is about just sitting in B or A main, for the entire round, basically? Then the enemy just is all there and you just lose a 50-50, basically.
Oh, you mean when you're attacking?
Yeah, because I see that a lot, and then on those games are the games that I suffer the most, because I just end up we have to do something. We can't sit here until the last 10 seconds. It doesn't work like that.
So what you want to be doing, if you aren't rushing a bomb site, if you're not attacking a bomb site, is getting map control, bait out utility. So let's say their Sage plays mid, okay? You want to go mid, maybe bring someone with you. You don't want to go mid by yourself. You want to get her ice orbs. You want to get her wall. Break down her wall. You don't even have to push anywhere, right? You get Brimstone smokes. You get Sage's ice orbs, her walls. You get all their utility. And then when they're dried out and they have nothing anymore, that's when you play aggressively and you attack these sites, right? So you bait out utility mid, and then you re-attack mid later after their utility is gone. Because they can't hold these sites without utility. It's almost impossible. Because they have nothing to stop you from just charging in.
Alright.
So if you and your team are stuck of not knowing what to do, and it feels like everywhere is locked down, let's say you have one person B main here, right? So you have one person B main trying to look for the camera, breaking any trap wires, trying to make him use a smoke screen, and then back out. You got half of his kit, right? Just by running around and making noise and shooting stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
You make some noise mid, they'll throw the kitchen sink at you. You wait for that. And you just play around that. It makes attacking things so much easier when you bait out the utility. If you guys, all 5, rush up mid, you're getting ice orbed, you're getting mollied, you're getting smoked everywhere. and then a raise nade on top of your whole team's head, and you all die.
Yep.
Open up the map. Take ground.
This goes here.
Anyone wants a sheriff?
Oh, he's right side.
See that should have been traded by one of your teammates, but they were just baiting. There should be a res and a heal. This is good. You got one of your mid players. Omen learned VB. Bam. Your Omen got B pick. Huge. Huge. You have one mid player dead. So let's put in perspective that they're playing 1-2-2. Right? So now they have no one B, probably one heaven or one ropes, and 2 on A. Now rotating. So knowing this information, well, see, this is like it's not 1-1 here, so you know it's either here or here.
Yeah.
So knowing this information, where do you think you should go as a team?
B.
It's free, right? It's free. You have good utility to lock down ropes to stop their rotate to B in mid, and to attack B through here. You throw smoke screens, you throw tripwires, you even cam mid, and your whole team attacks B as a group. So you guys open the map perfectly, right? But
Enemy spotted.
you have to utilize the picks smartly.
Watch out, corner. Oh.
Yeah, I would tell your teammate to come A right now, get in a better position to get a little deeper. It's good.
Hey.
Here you have such a good position, and they don't know where you are, and they've already rotated off A. You can afford to take this control and this control and push into heaven. Because you have, look how much utility you have right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can shut down heaven. Smoke screen ropes, smoke screen this little hallway, trap one side, watch the other, and it gives a Sage doesn't have to look here. Sage doesn't have to look here. The only thing you have to be worried about is watching your traps and flank. So when you are doing this flank, like this kind of lurking thing, don't be scared to go a little deeper to get a better position.
30
Because
seconds
here,
left.
they could run through CT and go through screens, right? And kill your Sage.
Mm-hmm.
You are watching ropes and the heaven CT. But here you spend so much time. While you're watching this angle, they are rotating back to A.
Be careful of screens. I haven't checked screens.
So now they know where you are.
Light planted.
Best thing you can do, reposition.
Behind you.
Good smoke.
Cypher.
Last player standing.
Alright, so...
Elevation.
Elevation, yeah, of course. It's,
Yeah.
it's difficult. But,
Cage triggered.
Cypher.
it's here.
Behind you.
Cage triggered.
So you hear the call behind you. You hear the footsteps. With this new defensive mindset that I'm trying to build for you, and slower play mindset and team play mindset, what do you think, what would
Corner.
you have rather done?
Go in the corner. On the rafters or go on ice itself.
Perfect. Perfect. It's really good. But see here? You take this 1v1. It's risky. I mean, you can win this 1v1, right? It's possible, but it's risky. And you don't want to take risks. You could have... Oh, wait.
Behind you.
Cage
Boom, you hear him.
triggered.
Cypher.
You drop a smoke screen. You retreat. Drop smoke screen here. You either retreat here, or you retreat all the way back to site. and play with your Sage to get a trade frag. And then you cam, like here, and you just watch. You play the bomb. You wait for them to come in. You play the time. You play smart, and you play slowly.
Yeah.
You don't want to take risky fights.
Last player standing.
Put the enemy in uncomfortable positions. Because if you, let's say, you smoke screen that and you backed off.
Last player standing.
Let's see. Look where Brimstone is, right?
Yeah, he just went out of
He
the
just
smoke. He's
runs
like,
out.
"Fuck." He's
He
like,
just-
fuck this smoke.
He just runs out like an ape. You and
Yeah.
Sage could have 2v1'd him right there by playing together, right? Boom. You guys take that, and now you know where the last guy is coming from there, and then you and Sage can get the last kill together as well.
Standing.
Yep.
Come on, let's go.
All right, so let's say you guys have one mid, two mid. It looks this is good. This is
Come on,
good.
let's go.
Exactly what you want to see.
Enemy spot here.
Hush, yeah.
Yep, following him in. This is perfect. Good team play. Camera, I like it. Really good. Spam through the wall. Good trade. Either or. Perfect ult. Tell me. Tell me what you think about this.
I wanted to push him.
Where is everyone hiding?
I wanted to use the intel right away.
So you got the intel. Alright? Now, where's the rest of your team, right?
The place they like the most.
They're
Over there.
just still like it's freeze time. They're still there. What are
Yeah.
they doing? But just because they're playing bad doesn't mean like your play is good, right? But a good play you do alone is worse than a bad play you do together.
Yeah, that's true.
So this is what you're doing is fine, but you needed backup. You needed someone there to trade frags with you. You're taking risky 1v1s. They know you're there. Just because you have wall hacks right now, right? Doesn't mean they don't know where you are. You just killed Phoenix. They know exactly where you are.
Yep.
So, taking this, ult, hide, wait for it to pop, bang. If you were to rewind and replay the situation, let's see how you would handle this.
Just stay in this corner, hope he pushes me, and hope my team somehow goes to A, or call for a potential rotate.
It's not bad. It's not a bad play. What utility that could help you here?
Yeah, I could have triplied it, but he would have heard it or seen it, so I could have potentially smoked it, but then it only delays me from attacking heaven.
Yeah. But you're also kind of in like a precarious situation where it's kind of dangerous to be there because they know you're there, so you want to smoke, reposition, and maybe attack site with your team. And not try and go for this hero play. But I mean, it just comes down to playing a little more defensively and playing a little more smart and with your team, regardless of how bad they are, and because you can still work with your team super well, regardless of like their skill level. So this is just risky. Ouch. It's good. I mean, you got the frag. It's good. You have 3 bullets, full utility still. Super aggressive, super fast play. Now your team's just sitting here doing nothing. It's pretty hard to watch.
Yeah, and the enemy is fully set up.
Okay.
Right about now.
So pretend you are alive. Pretend you're one of the 3 here. So let's put the resources, right? So you know one on site, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you knew Sage came from ropes,
And the other CT.
the other CT.
Oh, that's, yeah, that one, yeah.
So ropes is dead. Where are we going?
Yeah, potentially you just rotate to B.
Perfect.
Like smoke off CT and then just
Perfect.
go straight. Yeah.
Always think about where their resources are and where they're not when it comes to getting picks. Like, yeah, sure, you can get picks, but if you don't have the brain to utilize them and constantly be
Last player
thinking,
standing.
oh, that hurts to watch. Oh. Raise, by the way.
Yep.
Alright, so you guys are attacking A again. Not a bad idea, you guys just need to go a little faster.
Yes, this should do.
Together. Faster together. Not
Where are
alone.
you?
You throw these smoke screens? Yes. So
Cage
good.
triggered.
I didn't check it, I know.
Cage triggered.
So
Could've shot if
yeah.
someone did.
I know you understand that now. The immediate danger of him peeking that corner. Always immediate danger. But what is the purpose of smoking ramps, right? To block off his vision.
Mm-hmm.
So you always want to smoke off one side, look the other. So what I do, how I attack this with Cypher, I do the same exact one you just threw, but I also throw another here. I throw ramps and I throw here over the same wall. I just turn to the right a little and I throw it. I activate this one. So the immediate threat is nothing. I peek what you're peeking right now. I do exactly what you're doing right now, except I smoke this. So I eliminate that immediate threat. And I peek that. Okay? I see nothing there. I see nothing. Okay? I wait a little while. I activate this one and peek the other side. Smoke one, peek the other, you know? But here, you smoke it, and you peek it. You can't see anything, you smoked it, you know? And then by the time you get somewhere, like this guy could still be up close to the right here, you never know, but he smoked it, so
Somebody.
so that's good.
For some reason I don't take my camera. Now it's there forever.
Spike carriers down.
Careful now.
Oh, raise. Yeah.
Detonates.
Yeah, nothing you could have done there. I would have done the same thing.
Carriers down.
But this is,
Careful now.
It's very risky.
I mean, yeah, the round's kind of fucked because you want to get this trade kill on this Phoenix that just killed 2 of your teammates. So, like, I mean, I don't mind swinging here, but the thing I want to point out is if someone does swing again from ropes or this corner, where are you shooting them?
No, that's the body, yeah.
Right? So there's 2 things that's really standing out to me in your gameplay is active crosshair placement and slowing down, right? Slowing down your defensive plays and slowing down your aggressive plays. Taking a little extra time to clear those corners to do those things. So yeah, this is just unlucky. Yeah, whatever, we'll go to the next round. You guys are saving.
Yep.
Full rush. I like it.
Fine,
I would have thrown.
Go to the bomb side.
It's fine. Oh! Uh-oh.
He was there.
Yep, immediate threat.
Could have known there was even his fucking stim beacon
Yeah.
down there.
You're dead!
Yeah, unlucky.
Last player standing.
It's fine, you guys got the bomb down. He got an ult off and a kill. It's not that bad of an eco. But yeah, especially when you are the entry fragger, you must look at the immediate threats. Because now, someone else just paid for your sins. Because you didn't check that corner. And he just killed your teammate, you know? You should have been the one to die there.
Just create space with your abilities.
Nice.
Don't get cozy.
Maybe go B. B.
Healing you.
Nice, okay. You guys are attacking this. It's a little slow because they're all rotating now. But
Enemy spotted.
this looks alright. Good ability usage. I like this.
Camera taken out.
You have behind trapped. Not really the biggest threat. It is worth still looking or like double trapping for sure.
I'm still paranoid there.
Oh, I agree. 100%. Whoa!
Enemy down.
That guy's
Cage
trolling.
triggered.
It's a jet.
Yeah.
Can somebody help me in heaven? There's someone here.
You don't need to look at him. He needs to go, just let him come down.
Perfect,
One enemy
Calm. You
remaining.
said let them come to us. Perfect.
There's one mid.
It's exactly true. Don't need to peek them. They need to come onto you. Yep.
Pick it up, get away.
Yep. Good. This is all good.
Just push ramp hard and I trade kill.
Maybe
Come on, let's go!
When you guys do a fast A like this and you are playing Cypher, you want to throw those. You want to throw those smoke screens. At least one, right? At least one. Because if you either you throw the smoke screen ramp and you rush into sight, or you throw the smoke screen here and attack ramp, right? Block off one section, attack the other.
Alright, sounds good.
Good trade frag. Good trade frag.
Down.
This is good. This is good. This is a shitty situation.
No more
Two in
charges
there.
left.
So you knew there was two in there, right? It's very aggressive to stay there by yourself and to try and beat those two.
I have retrieved the spike.
So this is good. You're grouping up with your Phoenix and you're trying to go back mid control. This is good. This is good crosshair placement. I like this.
I have flashes.
Last player standing.
You just swung a little too wide without knowing.
Yeah.
30
Yeah, I
seconds
peeked out a
left.
little.
Got spike.
I wanted to back off more. Like I had an issue where I just
More than we did
I stayed too close to the wall and I
Uh-huh.
need to be further up behind. But then I do it too far and then I
Yep,
already
yep.
expose myself.
Unlucky, unlucky.
I'll go through mid. Create a little distraction.
That goes there.
Yeah, it looks like you guys are taking bomb sites too quickly without baiting out utility, you know, because you guys are walking in, you're going in fast, and then they're throwing the kitchen sink at you, and then you guys freeze up. That's happening because they still have so much utility, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Try to
Even-
bait out
even
utility.
after-
What's up?
Even after the utility, it just feels like the push never comes. Like the
Yeah, because they get demoralized after they get shut down trying for the first time. But if you say try to work B or try to work mid, bait out utility, then we'll regroup and all push one site together, you know, and they'll have a lot less utility. Like keep in mind, like if you want Sage to use both of her ice orbs and her wall. You have to like keep track of these things.
Yeah.
Headshot.
That raise. What's the immediate threat to the raise?
The left side.
Exactly.
I have used that spot so hard.
For you.
Oh yeah, a lot of people do.
Cage
Imposter
triggered.
kill.
Cage triggered.
Wow.
Light planted.
Okay, so
Your
3
duty
minutes.
is not over.
Maybe 2 minutes.
So what I miss?
Whoa, whoa.
3
Duty
minutes.
is not over.
Maybe 2 minutes.
So what I miss?
Dead. The wall's not that high, you know. They can see you from heaven.
Yeah.
Miss.
And he look at him. He's staring right at you.
Wow.
Close, close, close.
Hell? No.
Yeah, it's
Player
just
standing.
shitty situation there. So, when I'm on B and I'm holding B, I am looking. What do you think is the most common way people attack B bomb site from the outside? Like from their point of view. Where do you think the most common spot everybody goes?
Heaven.
Rafters, right? They run out to rafters.
Mm-hmm.
Or they drop down. But most of the time, they always will run out to the rafters. Now, your Raze is watching it, and I'd be looking to play with my teammates to get a trade frag at rafters, or I would just be pre-aiming it. If you always like pre-aim up at rafters, most of the time they'll just walk into your crosshair. Everyone always does it, and it's like everything. You did have a jet flanking you, and you did know that, and it can get a little rough because they can jump over the wall or even break it.
Yeah,
But-
it kind of obviously one's gonna because she threw the smoke against the wall.
Yeah. But if you play with your Raze to get the kill rafters, you quickly deal with the threat on one side, and then you handle the other side. Instead of letting them swarm you, right? You attack one side together, and then attack the other side.
Last player standing.
So this is just...
In.
So yeah. The biggest things, you know, I've seen, and I'll rehash it all the time, is playing with your team, making sure someone is able to trade frag with you, or you are able to trade frag with them, and you're on the same page as your team, slowing down your plays, checking your immediate threats, and making sure your crosshair placement is, you know, you're actively thinking about your crosshair placement. You can't just let it slip and, like, you know, roundabout.
Yeah.
And just slowing it down, funneling them to get advantage angles for you. You always want to put yourself in advantage situations by manipulating corners and positioning properly. So if you're ever holding an angle, think about how that is if 3 people rush you. What kind of situation are you in if you get rushed, right? Are you fucked? Where can you back off to? You want to give yourself options to play if anything does happen. Do you have any questions?
Do I have any questions? Can't think of one right away here.
Yeah, it's hard on the spot. I'm sure you'll think of questions later on, and you're like, oh man, I should ask this or I should ask that. But you could always DM me, and I'll answer anything. And if there's other matches or other games you want to look at, and you think you played so perfectly, how did you lose, or like I couldn't carry hard enough, and you want to just do another coaching session, that's fine. We can do that. You know.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I've recorded this whole thing.
Yeah, same here.